Hello everyone, I'm Havoc and this is Factorio Space Exploration Plus. We are back at it again today, picking up where we left off last time, and we are looking at this rocket. You'll probably notice there are quite a few additional things now being plugged into it. I've used every available face of this rocket silo in order to load items into it. Now, we are sitting, let's see, not quite full. I mean, like 2/3 full. How many does it say? What does it say? 381 out of the 500. Yeah, so this is enough resources, more than enough, to do multiple things. To cover the blueprint for our core mining setup, to cover the blueprint for our lovely processing of what comes from the core mining, plus some extra number of items in case we lose anything on landing at the planet, or a failed landing, I should say, on the planet. And if that is the case, then we should have enough still left over. But this is enough to get things started. Now the question is, where should we go to get stuff started? Now, if you remember, we were thinking about going to Forge Hammer and setting all of this up. And the reason we were looking at going to Forge Hammer would be because, let's see, Forge Hammer is because it has iridite, or iridite, however you call it. I call it iridite. And we were already mining some, but we were going to set up a core mining setup so we could get that off-world. But in order to process the iridite, we need... where is it at? Is it here? Right here. Yes. To wash the powder, we need the blue ion exchange beads, and these require the Cryanite rods. So we need to find somewhere with Cryanite, and that's probably a good place to start and get this whole system up and running. If we look at our system and look under the resources, we have quite a few options for what handles the Cryanite. The only difference is going to be really what is this, threat level, so the amount of enemies that are on the planet, right? And well, so there's a lot of differences, but what matters to me is the threat level. Robot interference 5.33 seems to be high, so this planet, which has no biters, has high levels of robot interference. The good news is we're only really going to be using the robots to build and repair, so hopefully we don't lose too many of them, because I really want to be somewhere where there are no biters. Now, the other issue with this planet is the solar power is 20%, and I have built several of the blueprints. The way we did the blueprint for the processing is it should have enough power for itself, but that's on regular 100% yields, not 20% yields. So we would need a significantly larger amount of power there. We could go here. There's 65% threat, which means we would need defenses. So it's a good thing that I built a whole setup for building defenses, right? However, I would rather not. I guess we're just going to head here and deal with the reduced power. Hopefully I have enough power to supply everything and get us up and running. We may need to drop down a nuclear power facility there just because it's got such a low solar amount, and then other planets that we have the better solar amount on, even 60% is not bad. So Forge Hammer, we can probably do away with the nuclear facility that I remember putting there in order to make sure that we are not using too many of them to save our updates, our UPS. So I have expanded our safety bubble of radars out. I've got to go here and clear some of these nests. They're not doing anything because there's no pollution here, but I do need to clear them out. These guys are doing something. There's a little bit of pollution right there. Yep, and well, it's ticking right over here every so often. But I have added even more of these little, couple of radars, one solar panel, one accumulator setups. Some of them have more. When I placed them, this whole area was covered. I am continuing to expand my domination over Novice. It just takes time, an excessive amount of time. This is a very big planet. I did up the size of the planets before I knew anything about it when I originally started, and that was probably a mistake. So, but no, I'm not restarting. But just word to the wise, probably stick with the default planet size. It's probably plenty more than enough. I messed around with settings without knowing anything about the mod, and now I know, okay, it's a little large. But we need to head to a planet and get things set up. The only thing that I'm thinking right now is we should have a rocket with everything necessary to build the nuclear facility. Was it... Actually, I think I just have everything in this little buffer chest. Yeah, that's what I think. And then I just need to transfer these over. So here's the deal. How many slots is this taking? 110. I can fit that into the existing rocket without any kind of issues. So we're going to turn off our personal logistics. We are going to look for an empty warehouse and dump everything there. Grab everything out of that and just drop all of this into our rocket over here. Boom. And I still have a handful of slots at the end, but that gives us everything we need in order to establish a nuclear facility at the new plant. The new planet, not plant. Goodness gracious. Alright, and I can grab all of this back, turn that back on. Before we head out, I do want to check and make sure that there are nuclear fuel cells included in that, because I don't remember. I'm hoping there are. Nope. Okay. Yeah, so I'm glad I double checked now. Where are we making those? My brain is telling me somewhere around here. You're right here, actually. This is all the nuclear stuff. So let me grab some of those. I'll just carry them in my inventory, and we should be able to head towards our new planet. Drop in and have lots of fun. Let's just fill my inventory up the rest of the way with those. That way I don't have to worry about it for a while. And then I may need to request more solar panels to go in here for future runs. Ooh, also thinking about it, it's probably a good idea if I try and land in a different rocket, one that's not toting everything I really want to be there, and put down a landing pad. I'm just trying to think logically here. Landing pad. We're going to want a cargo rocket silo. Already exists somewhere. Is that what it says? Where am I requesting a cargo rocket silo from? This slot right here. Yes, so I have one with me at all times. One other thing that I think would be great is some of the compact rocket sections, so we can unpack those on the other side. Let's get rid of that. I don't need that. I don't need stone. That extra one. Let's just free up a few slots for what's really important and vital to our success on the next planet. And like I said, I think the best idea here is simply to go to a planet without biters, even if it has horrible solar, which was what, this one. And look at the size, radius. This one's not tiny. How big is Novice? So Novice is 6667. I think it's default to 5,000, and I bumped it up by 1/3. So that means this is bumped up by 1/3 from what it default normally is. But 0 threat, and that's really what I'm concerned about right now. I don't feel equipped to land on a planet and deal with a lot of biters immediately. We will come up with a solution for that shortly. But this right here, Marzana, is where we want to go. What are we waiting on here? Just a capsule? I'm hitting all the wrong buttons. That's why it is. Okay. So there's nothing in this rocket. That seems it's kind of a waste. Oh yes, my inventory is full. Let's drop something. Throw a capsule in. I don't need space mini loaders. Alright. I'm going to grab as many of these as I can hold. Because I don't want to be stuck there. Oh, I should throw this thing slap full of fuel. That's what I should do. That's a great idea. How best to do that is the question. My inventory is full and I'm trying to grab more things. Goodness gracious, I move a little too fast. Where are those barrels at that I grabbed? Or did I try and grab them and could not? Okay, so now we're looking at needing to trash that and that. One of those. One of those. We are going to request fuel for this. Solid rocket fuel. Lots of it. Let's just say 5,000. No, we can't fit 5,000. Hold on. These things stack to what, 10? Let's look at this chest right here. So you're talking about 480. We're going to request 480. Fill this thing up. And then swap that around, and as it comes in, I'll just fill this thing up as quickly as possible. I want to have a decent amount of fuel so I can make a return trip without having to wait for anything to process, so we'll probably just fill this rocket all the way up if we can. Good question is, where is this coming from? Up here. Oh, I've got tons of it. Tons of it. Okay. Not a problem whatsoever. What I could do then is simply copy that over. I want them both moving at full speed. It's a bit of a mess, that's okay. Let's change this around. Only because I want this thing loaded very, very quickly. Now we need to pick the destination. We are looking not for the orbit, we're looking for Mars. Well, I guess you have to do that, right? So Marzana orbit. No, it's right above it. There it is. Okay. General vicinity, because I don't have a landing pad. We've got a 92.93% chance that everything lands safely. Oh, we need a significant amount of fuel. Oh, another thing is, let's go ahead and set this rocket to also be heading to there. Well, I can change that when we get there. I do need to make sure that I have a radar down in the area, which I do right here. Let's put another one just right beside it for kicks and giggles. Alright. How are we doing here? A little bit less than halfway full. What's taking so long? What is taking so long? Oh, that's absolutely wonderful. Yes, show me my worker robots on the map. I'm still getting used to being updated to the most current version of Factorio with this set of mods. But yes, there's a steady stream back and forth right now. So this should fill up very quickly. Let's jump in. How are we doing fuel-wise? That's taking a while. Why is that taking such a long time? I guess that's just the speed that we move at over here. I'm going to want to make that faster. Of course, we're going to be getting rid of these rockets altogether. Let me hop out of here. It's moving quick. We just need an absolute ton. To get back is probably going to take as much as well, so it's a good thing I'm filling this rocket up. Should probably go ahead and tell these to fill themselves all the way up as well. There's no sense in only asking for 300 when it can hold 480. And I could actually, to make this better, swap out to a requester warehouse, request a ton, and take out with a mini loader, an express mini loader. Really make things better, much faster. There we go. Now we're almost full. Alright. We are heading to the planet. We don't have anywhere to land. I'm holding 2 landing pads so I can turn around and summon the next rocket to us. Let's hit the fuel. There we go. I want to cancel those. I don't want it filling up while I'm not here. I didn't set up any kind of automated stop there. It is going to make another rocket though. Does that automatically. And we're exploding! Okay. Goodness gracious. Let's not have the robots automatically gather those. Oh. The sound of the snow. Okay. So. Barrel. Ooh, it's a big one. But we should get the core samples from here. I believe they're going to give us what we're looking for. Let's see, just to check. I didn't bring any with me. That's okay. Let's drop that down. What I did bring with me was the slightest bit of stuff to get up and running. Gonna take a little bit of time. Oh yeah, all this scrap. Forget about that. For these to charge up, because the electricity is awful here. It's also nighttime, is it not? Yeah, it's going up though. So let's put a few more of these down. And maybe just a few accumulators in here. Lost my roboports. Where did I place them? There they are. Okay, so there's no robots included in that. However, the next load coming from Novice heading here. So I want you to go to that planet, and there's a landing pad there. Now my safety landing chance, is actually, it needs to be improved. I want that to be 100%. But we just need this to launch in a minute. I'm gonna have to wait for it to fill up with fuel because I don't want to tell it to automatically launch and then launch a second rocket. There we go. Had to think. Goodness gracious. I don't want it to launch another rocket again immediately. So we wanted to make sure that that's not set to automatically. I want to request that manually. What do we have here? Passive provider warehouses. No, we're going to look for storage warehouses. Oh boy, did I not bring any? Oops. Okay. Well, that's a bit of a thing. What does it take to make one of those? Some steel and red circuits. So stuff that I don't have, nor is it included in the package that's coming. So I didn't think about that. I knew there'd be something, but that's okay. We will roll on and come up with a good solution. We are going to need a lot more power. So let's just go ahead and place all of the solar panels that I brought. It's that reduced solar amount is rough. I mean, these also hold an absolute ton of power. I should probably not put down all of these. 8's going to be more than enough to get us rolling. I don't have any storage chest of any kind. Looks like everything I'll have to manually place into passive provider chest for now. Or passive provider warehouses, I should say. And I can, I could automate that to simply offload everything immediately. The moment the rocket gets here, take everything out and put it into a couple of warehouses. That works out perfect, as long as the rocket actually lands over here. That is. Making a mess out of everything. Actually, it might be ready now. So let's go take a look. Sure is. Let's see what happens. Is it actually going to land here, or is it going to make a huge flaming mess everywhere like this one did? I don't have to pick all this up by hand. Hey, it made it to the landing pad. I'll love to see it. Where are my robots? Logistics robots. It probably already grabbed the construction robots. Oops. Oh, man. Dang, I hate doing that. Absolutely hate doing that because now I've got way too many things in my inventory. In order to fix that, I'm just going to have to dump my inventory completely and let the bots bring it back to me exactly what I've requested. There you go. Get busy. Which one of you got the construction bots? Booyah. There we go. Drop the construction bots. Oh, that's right. I don't request everything. Let's grab these things. Oh, also, thank you for whoever it was that commented about not needing to equip my thruster suit when going from one planet with atmosphere to another with atmosphere. I do appreciate that. You don't actually have to wear the thruster suit while you are in transit. The rocket itself contains the atmosphere for you. Life support systems, all the good stuff. Lots of robots down. Now we need enough room to drop the nuclear blueprint. Which looks like we got plenty of room. And I did bring water fill with me. Okay, good. What would the bots do if I tell them to pick that up? They're just going to stand there. I've made a mess. I've made a mess. Good thing I can very rapidly pick the bots back up by just holding down right click. Because these are all passive provider ones. Goodness. Okay. Let's get my nuclear power up and running. We're going to flip it. But I need to flip it and place it so that I can still drop the water fill and run all of the offshore pumps in properly. Look at it go. It's absolutely beautiful watching the bots work. Absolutely beautiful. The only thing that I would like to see is the ability to put these side by side rather than needing that one spot of space. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So I need just a tiny bit more over this way. Autosave? No, okay, it's just getting a little bit glitchy. Okay. Any of these that do line straight up, I would like to just line straight up. And then we will have to figure out how we're going to get the other ones. So this one. Goes in like so. Now we're looking at this one. It's not that hard. Not that bad, I should say, at least. And now we just have one right here. So let's do the furthest one out. Like so. You're good. You're the next one. Which is this one. And then we have just this last one here, which has to meet up with this one. that should supply water to each and every one of these. I believe, yeah, I was about to say, I think I probably am holding all of the radars on me. Interesting. Looks like we're missing a few bits and pieces here and there. I guess we did end up having some loss. There's a turbine missing here and there, which is going to cause a problem. No, there's quite a few turbines missing, actually. Well, that's not good, because I need this to run. That's gonna be a problem. What are we lacking? Support system failure. Man, how did we lose that much? That's not good at all. Or is it down here? No, because this is just the fuel. Alright, well it looks like we're going to have to adjust the amount of items that are brought here. However, the majority of this is up and running. Or, well, in place. It's not running, but we've got it down. We're going to need to get a rocket set up. So let's place down one of these. No, it doesn't take those exactly. That's right. So we need to break those open and load them in. So we are unpacking these. And let's just ask for all of them that we have. And I need to drop power right over here. I do need to get logic on this so that it will not... Enable condition is cargo rocket sections. Where are they at? Here we go. Are less than 100. And then when the cargo rocket is built, it'll be good. We need to grab our space capsule. That goes back into here. And then it's all about fueling it. Fueling it's super easy. We just need to get stuff out of the way. Each of you are going to do that. Quick and easy. I do want to make sure that we module everything. Well, I mean, if we have the power for it, that's that's going to be something to think about. Since we're not actually utilizing our nuclear facility, going to be kind of slow, so we could add more. Alright, we need to figure out where the rest of the cargo rocket sections are and place those away. Otherwise we're not getting a rocket out of here. cleaning up our mess. We did bring a lot of fuel. Okay. Now, looking much better. That should be enough to finish the rocket. Once those are all brought up here and broken up. Yep. It's good to go, and it's fueling up. So we can go back and grab what we're missing to get that set up and get things up and running. And then I want to drop down the blueprints for our core mining, which we will have to adjust, and and the processing of our core mining, which we do not have to adjust. But that's going to be it for today's episode. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to hit that like button. I do appreciate that. If you're not already subscribed and you're enjoying my content, please subscribe. I appreciate that as well. And I will see you all next time.